Good afternoon, good morning, and good day. It's your boy Big Buppo, and today, oh boy, today do I have a doozy, do I have a silly, do I have an absolute cranky spanky question today, alright? And the question is, very simple. Was crouch poking cheating? Was crouch poking toxic? Was crouch poking ever that bad? And I come to you on this day with old footage. That's right. This is footage from pre 1.7. So as you can see in that little roll catch scenario there, crouch poking was pretty good. Crouch poking was pretty solid. It was pretty rough. So I intentionally made a character that was built on toxicity. His name is the Loathsome Cum Eater. So if you fought a large frog man named Loathsome Cum Eater, you were probably fighting me. So don't worry about it. Let me worry about it. And by worrying about it, I thought that crouch poke would have caught there. But it is what it is. It do what it do. I have no idea what the hell that was. I think people are trying to contact me on Steam, and I don't want anything to do with that. But hey, don't worry about it. It's just me hearing noises. It's all good. Going back into this, yeah, this is old footage, pre 1.7. This is the 1.6 patch. And look at that, roll catch, and one more. Oh, I didn't get the third one. He was ready for it, but he was not ready for the stomp. Yeah, I was using stomp pre-patch. I am that guy. Yeah, it got a buff. Yeah, it's pretty good. But, you know, back in the day, I was still using stomp. I've been using it since Dark Souls 3 on the Zweihander, because it is very funny. It gave me a giggle. You couldn't really change the Ashes of War in Dark Souls 3. That was just the default of the Zweihander, but that's what made it fun for me. That's what made me want to use it. That's what made it happy. Good times. It's got great hyper armor as well. But yeah, look at that. Look at how gross this used to be. You could almost R2 into it, right? Like, if I was a little bit closer, that R2 would have landed, and that would have been it for my homie over here. And, Mamma Mia, he goes up too! Good lord! I'm really abusing that stomp, but, you know, they say there was a buff. I didn't see much of a difference. I didn't see much of a difference. And, why am I saying that? Well, there's a little bit of a spoiler I'm gonna have to tell you guys now, alright? Half of this video is also the 1.7 update. So it's not just the 1.6. Yes, these are old fights. Yes, this is old footage. But I actually recorded a little extra footage for you guys. So I'm going to tell you guys when it's going to be then. I'm going to tell you guys when there's going to be a difference. But for now, here we are. And yeah, I felt, and this is the thing. There were conversations that I had about this with certain people at the time. And it wasn't necessarily that you could crouch poke on reaction for the roll catches and all that. Oh, good lord, that looked like the stomp did damage, but no. Okay, we're gonna hold that thought for a minute because this fight was insane. The amount of latency on this fight was absolutely vile, and I was getting nervous because I'm like, well, I feel like my hits are landing. I feel like I should be hitting. What's going on here? Why are they not taking any damage? All right, well, I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna do my thing, and yeah, right there, I'm like, that should have hit. This is pre-patch. That should have hit. What's going on here? That should have hit too. This is pre-patch. All of that should have hit. What is happening? Why didn't I take any damage? Oh! You know? Oh! So yeah, absolutely wild shit. Absolutely insane. It was pretty boggers. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah. Crouch poking and whether or not it was that toxic. Or whether or not I could do it on reaction. Well, here's the thing. I feel like on a good connection, on a very good connection, like almost like a 1-for-1, you know what I mean? It was practically on reaction. I felt like it was on reaction. Maybe I was just reading so hard. Maybe I was like basically in the Matrix at the time that I was landing some of these. But to a certain degree, I felt that like it was, you could roll catch people practically on reaction if you were paying close enough attention. But, yeah, sorry, it was a little bit of a burp there, but Mike silenced it. It's all good. But, yeah. No, I felt like you could pretty much get it on reaction, but you had to have a perfect connection. And even then, like, you know, whether it was on reaction or not, it's just so easy. It was, well, it was. It isn't as much anymore, but it just used to be so easy to do. Like, I should be losing this fight. As you guys can see, I am about to die. Like, if it wasn't for that delicious snack, that delicious sip juice, you know what I'm saying? I would have been dead here. I should have been dead here. I am absolutely losing this fight. But that's the thing. Crouch poking pre-patch, disgusting. Look at that. Look at that. And that's what I mean by on reaction. Like, I was waiting for the roll. I wasn't predicting it. I felt like, at least I didn't feel like I was reading it. And look, I'm not a turbo nerd who knows everything about frame data or anything like that. I don't know anything about like hit boxes or hurt boxes and, you know, how many frames it takes for my attack to land into their, you know, fucking hurt box or whatever it is. All right. I'm not that much of a geek. I am a little bit, because I like to optimize my builds to a certain degree, but I am a little bit of a scrub as well, where it's like, that's a lot to learn, and I don't have the time to do it. So I play this game on pure vibes alone, okay? And the vibe that I got back when crouch poking was overpowered was, yeah, it was overpowered like this. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, and it very, very much felt like cheating, okay? It very, very much felt like cheating. All of these wins here, I think there are a few of them in there. Maybe not all of them, but there are definitely a few of them in there. Like the dude with the Omen Cleavers, he should have won. There are quite a few fights in here where it's like, my opponent should have won. But I get them in the Vortex, and that was it, and that was all. Oh, look at this. Is that a bow build player? Bro, couldn't be me. I would never run a bow build. Not even once. It's not like you can totally defeat them that way. You know, it's not like you just have to close the gap. It's actually impossible to fight against a bow build. Sorry, I'm just being a little cheeky. It is very hard to fight a bow build. I pretty much just caught that guy by surprise. Okay, so Zweihander versus Zweihander. How is this going to go? Who's going to crouch poke the crouch pokiest? Well, it's going to be me, because that was the point of this video. That was the point of the footage that I got here. I was trying to crouch poke as much as possible while simultaneously mixing stuff up. But like, look at that. That is not a read. That's on reaction. Come on. Or maybe it was a read, because that second one would have hit, right? But I don't know. The vibe to me was, it felt like, it did not feel like I was reading. It literally just felt like I did it whenever I wanted, and it would just work. Kind of like that. So, yeah. I feel like he was playing a lot more interestingly, and I was crouching and poking, and it was toxic. It was absolutely toxic. It absolutely felt like cheating. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. You guys don't have to agree with it, and that's fine, you know? I don't necessarily agree with everything I say half the time anyways. No, I'm kidding. You know, my opinion is my opinion, and yours is yours, and that's totally fine. But I do want to know you guys' opinion, so feel free to put that down in the comment section. I love having these discussions with you guys. Like, it's been kind of crazy that people actually watch my videos and actually comment stuff, and you guys are pretty cool for that. I genuinely appreciate it. And there's a lot of names I'm starting to recognize too, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's really cool. And yeah, but look at that. Look at that. See that? Like, come on. Don't tell me that shit was fair. That crouch poking at the time was never fair. Like, you can't tell me it was. You can't tell me it was. It was to a certain degree where, like, there's a lot of it that you could react to. There's a lot of it that was like, okay, you can just roll it and you'll be fine, right? But there's also a lot of it where it's like, on a weird enough connection, there's just nothing you can do. Also, I was hoping there'd be enough stagger to knock him out of that, but noted, the fan daggers are not going to be enough on anyone with a minimum amount of poise. Yeah, so in this fight, my opponent did not level up health. And that's all it takes. That's all it takes. That, by the way, what I just did there, you can still do that. You can still do that. Look, I keep wanting to jump to the next video, but here we are. This is actually patch 1.7. This is patch 1.7, and you guys are now going to see a difference, an absolute difference in the crouch pokes, okay? This is where it all changes. This is where, like, I went back on this build, and I'm like, I haven't played this build in a few weeks, literally, and I'm like, okay, let's see how bad it's come. Oh, he's got some excellent defense here. And very good block, because, yeah, you can still roll catch, but it's one roll catch. It's no longer a vortex. So it's a good finishing move. Also, my man was so fancy with that shit. Man, this is the new Crouch Poke 6000, by the way. The Serpent Slayer, spear, whatever it's called. Look, I don't know the names of things. I know it's Zweihander, and that's about it. All right. I'm not the name guy. You guys know this by now. I am not the name guy. Also, I've been swatting him out of the air a few times. What a fight this was. What a fight this was. But yeah, crouch poking still had some merit. It's still good. It's still good, but it doesn't feel like cheating anymore. The other moves are actually better. And like you saw right there, I'm pretty sure if it was the last patch, that last crouch poke would have hit. I know it looks like it didn't, but that's the thing. In the last patch, a lot of shit that looks like it shouldn't have hit was hitting. So like, but yeah, no, there's a difference. I could feel the difference. I could feel the difference. The vibe was no longer I can just crouch poke read you into a vortex anymore. The vibe was now I actually get, you know, hyper armor and can use these two-handed greatswords, ultra greatswords, as they were intended. I was trying to do as many crouch pokes as possible to get like a feel for it, kind of like the same way I did, but I would end up like resorting to not crouch poking because you know, it's not as good. Like, look, those two crouch pokes, I was like, those should have hit. I feel like those should have absolutely hit on the prior patch, and I'm glad they didn't. Look, and that too, but I was like, no, I'm glad these aren't hitting because now I actually have to play the game. I actually want to play the game, you know? So now I can bait him and trade, and that's what this was meant for. It was meant for baiting and trading. So look at that, boom, boom. Is he gonna stay in? No, all right. Oh man, what a fight. What a fight these are too. Also, this build is tanky as fuck. I should have been dead there, but like, I'm not. And he's going to pay for it. He's going to absolutely pay for it right about here. No. Oh, no. I was wrong. I was wrong, lads. But no. The fights are now more creative. You got to get, you know, you got to get them to do shit that they wouldn't normally do. And look at that. Look at that. Look at how tanky this build is. Ooh. And this is what I mean. You can still roll catch with the crouch poke. You can still roll catch, but you have to be so much more precise with it. You have to be so much more precise with it. It ain't what it used to be. It ain't what it used to be, but it's still really, really good. not like busted good, right? Not what it used to be. I'd argue that it's a lot more balanced now. I'd argue that it's balanced. And yeah, it doesn't devastate half his health bar because he leveled up. But like, if you roll too predictably, that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. If you just have to stagger your roll even by like a half second, and that wouldn't have hit. But hey, it is what it is. You know, we land the hits we land, and again, I don't know anything about frame data. I don't know that much about latency. I know latency is a thing. I know I need to change my timing of my attacks when I notice latency. Oh my God! Speaking of, but anyways. When latency happens, all I know is that the timing of my attacks has to be different. Excuse me, the timing of my attacks has to be different. Now, how different? No idea. Literally no idea. I play this game on vibes alone, alright? I'm a little bit of a scrub because why would I learn all of that? There isn't really much of a competitive scene in a sense where, like, you know, there aren't Evo money match tournaments for Elden Ring, at least not yet. And you know what, maybe I should play this game more and, you know, take it more seriously in that sense, because I like it. It's a lot of fun, and I've been playing these games for years doing the PvP. But again, I'm a vibes guy. It's pure, it's vibes alone. But yeah, so new patch. No longer cheating, for sure. I think it's very balanced. Definitely less toxic. I have to actually use other moves as opposed to crouch poke. I actually have to play the game now, and it's more fun this way. It is more fun this way. The developers did good. The developers did very good. Okay, and let's see here. Is that, yeah, another roll catch? Is he going to roll again? No, see, he delayed his roll. That's what you were supposed to do. That's what you were supposed to do pre-patch anyways. But it was not, like... That one would have landed pre-patch. That should have landed pre-patch, right? That's fine. This would have landed pre-patch. You even saw the delayed hit there. Am I going to get him with that? Ah, man. I love the stomp, and I love getting people with the stomp, but it's so hard to do so. Also, that was a great roll catch. 10 out of 10. See? That's what I mean. I feel like all those hits would have landed pre-patch. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But either way, you can't just cheese the victories anymore, right? You can't just cheese your opponents with crouch poke anymore. And that's good. That's a very, very good thing. Crouch poke is now basically used as a finisher. At least in my playstyle now, it's if they start panic rolling, I know I just need one good one to finish the job. But it's not going to be my main go-to, right? Because there's end lag on it now, right? There's, I think. I don't know. Either way, it feels like there's end lag on it. Oh, this guy's build. Very interesting. Highly recommend for a dagger build with a little bit of poise. But yeah, he's using hidden body with the Assassin's Approach, Ash of War, which makes it so you're no longer targetable. And if you're far away enough with the right kind of talismans, you basically just turn invisible. Like mid-duel, you'll be invisible. So I'm trying to lock onto him, and I can't lock onto him. So I am guessing the hits here. I am guessing the hits. I'm trying to move my camera as much as possible. As you can see, I'm not the best at it. And he's got the rivers of blood to try and cheese me. He is a, I think his name was Bleed Enjoyer or something like that. He is a based Bleed Enjoyer. We got to give him that. But a very creative build. I actually really like it. Anything cheesy and, like, you know, kind of trolly, I love that shit. It makes me laugh. Also, that was a pre-patch strike. Let's be real. I know it's not pre-patch footage, but, like, damn. Like, for a second there, I'm like, yo, is this 1.06? Also, I think he kind of gave up there, but GG's to my man. He either gave up or ran out of stamina. But good fight nonetheless. Good fight nonetheless. Alright, what's going on with this lad over here? Oh, I remember this person. Rinso, I think it was. Something like that. I can't read it right now because, you know, the image quality on Adobe isn't great when you're recording audio. You know, a little bit of fourth wall break in there. But regardless, I really, really like the halberd, and I might do a build on this halberd. Red Hilted Halberd, I think it was called in Dark Souls 3. No idea what it's called in Elden Ring, but this halberd I like. I like its moveset. I like what it does. Its original Ash of War, I believe, was Endure in Dark Souls 3. But yeah, they got Quick Step on it, and that's a whole vibe. That's a whole vibe. I really, really like this person's playstyle and fighting style. It's hard to deal with, but it's got good roll catch capability. And the Quick Step really just, you know, manages to keep the pressure high on your opponent. Oh, man. Hey, we still land those, though. Oh, we still land those. 10 out of 10. If it wasn't for the Quick Step, I'm pretty sure I would have won that. But either way, great fight. GG. Well played. Yes. Another great sword user. Another great sword connoisseur. High respect. Oh, he's got the war cry on it too. Yeah, it's not like I just recorded this today. It's not, I have the memory of a goldfish, but yeah. So crouch poking, you know, not what it used to be, but definitely better in a less toxic way. As in, it's not better to use, but it's fairer to use. And I prefer a fair and balanced game over a busted and silly game. All right. I know I'm a little bit of a clown. I know I'm a little bit of an entertainer, but I'm out here to, you know, have fun. All right, I'm out here to have fun and have a good time against my opponents, regardless of being the loathsome cum eater and crouch poking. Okay. Oh, and this guy, like his build, this build with Warcry to have the hyper armor, 10 out of 10. Very good. Oh, excuse me, man. I am so gassy today. Just keep burping. Doesn't matter. What matters is excellent gameplay with the new update. You know, I'm a little late to making new update content, which I'm not going to focus on. You know, I keep talking about the new patch, this patch, that patch, but it, you know, when patches come out, all that shit doesn't matter. What does matter is they fix crouch poking. It's no longer the toxic mess it used to be. As you can see here, you know, pre-patch, all those hits would have landed, and I would have won for that. Speaking of winning, my man kind of fumbled there, so I know he's panicking. That shouldn't have hit. We had a weird connection. But notice how it doesn't say host, defeated or, enemy defeated. But anyways, here's my stats. He rage quit. This is what that means. Here are the stats for the build, and here's the equipment. And I hope you guys had a great night and enjoyed the video. Take care.
Subscribe to Big Buppo's YouTube. You must. Or tickle your toes. I will.